In early April of 1945, a 15-year-old girl named Etta curled up on a pile of blankets inside the basement of her aunt's house in Velp. Etta's stomach hurt so badly, and she felt weaker than she ever had in her whole life. And this was because she was quite literally on the brink of starving to death. Etta was 5 foot 6 inches tall, but her weight had plummeted to just 88 pounds. And despite the fact that, her aunt and her mother were right down there with her in the basement, along with some other refugees, that nobody had food to give her. Etta, her family, and the refugees had literally been trapped down here in this basement, for months because World War II was raging right outside. Bombs are being dropped, people are being shot. So the country where Etta lived, the Netherlands, had been under Nazi occupation for almost 5 years at this point. Etta's uncle, who was a prominent anti-Nazi activist, had been captured and executed by the Nazis. And this really spurred Etta into action. And so she had spent several years working with an anti-Nazi group called the Dutch Resistance. She'd even convinced her family to take in refugees and hide them from the Nazis. However, about 9 months earlier, the Nazis had cut off supply lines into the Netherlands. All she could do was literally just lie in this basement and effectively wait to die. And that particular day, Etta prayed to God for help. But the only response she got was a high-pitched whistling sound, then a deafening blast. The floor shook, glass shattered, and everything went black. Sometime later, Etta came to. She looked around and saw the basement's structural integrity had effectively held up, and her loved ones and the refugees and she were all still alive. The Nazis are getting closer. And if they've bombed us just now, I'm bound to be bombed again. She realized something was very different. And she can't hear anything outside. There's no explosions, no gunfire, nothing. It's quiet. The group of them, along with the refugees, walked out of the basement to see what was going on outside. What they found were the streets were full of Allied soldiers. The Allied soldiers had liberated their city. For the first time in nearly 5 years, they were now free from Nazi occupation. The Allies won, and World War II finally ended. And Etta, who basically shouldn't be alive at this point, went on to have this unbelievable post-war life. She began modeling and acting, and eventually she moved to Hollywood. Experiencing the war so intimately like she had been forced to, it had instilled this incredible poise and discipline and a real quiet strength in her that would make her one of the most successful actresses of all time. Etta was actually just her nickname, and when she started making it big in Hollywood, she abandoned it and began going by her full name, Audrey Hepburn.